In the beautiful game of football, three things are certain: drama, drama, and more drama. From whining about little challenges to downright assault on players, in the cycle of football, anything and everything is possible. On this episode of Goal Line FC, we are covering the biggest meltdowns the game has ever seen. These are moments of madness and flaring tempers with the worst possible results that have darkened the beautiful game forever. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to be notified of our latest videos. Mitrovic Fulham versus Manchester United FA Cup 2023. If there's one word we associate with Fulham, it's choking on games. But in 2022-2023 season, the club had turned their story around and was playing some beautiful football. In an FA Cup match against Manchester United, Fulham were 1-0 up and taking the game to the red outfit. They arguably should have been more than 1 goal up too. Manchester United weren't their frequent racketeering selves and managed to close nothing the whole game. But in a moment of madness, William deliberately handled the ball in the penalty area after a fast break by Manchester United and was shown a red card for his efforts. And Fulham's stack of brilliantly placed cards came crashing down. Rather than go on with the game, Fulham players went absolutely berserk, with Mitrovic the leader of the rebellion. He pushed the referee and was shown the red card as well. Fulham manager Marco Silva didn't shy from the tantrums as well and was shown the red card as well. For Fulham, it was 3 red cards in 5 minutes. And the result? Manchester United scored the penalty and went on to win the game 3-1, while Fulham was eliminated from the FA Cup. It's just crazy how a moment of madness can change the game. Lee Bowyer and Kieran Dyer versus Aston Villa. If you think players fighting with the referee is out of control, wait until you hear the absolute madness by Newcastle players Lee Bowyer and Kieran Dyer. Newcastle was losing the game 3-0 and everything that could go wrong for Newcastle had gone wrong. But had it? Well, in the 80th minute, Kieran Dyer and Lee Bowyer squared up against each other, pushing and shoving each other. Both players had to be separated by the opposition team and was shown red card for good measure. Lee Bowyer has not given his account of what happened in the game, but according to Kieran Dyer, he'd unintentionally failed to pass the ball to Lee Bowyer on 2 separate occasions, and Lee wasn't having any of it. The pair exchanged words and Bowyer complained about Dyer not passing him the ball. Dyer replied saying, "The reason I don't pass you the ball is because you're He did not expect Bowyer to take it so badly, but in a moment of madness, Bowyer approached him and threw haymaker after haymaker after him, while the stunned Kieran could only shield himself. After the match, the manager, Graham Souness, had to present both players to the media to issue apologies, but there's no forgetting that incident now. Eric Cantona kicking a fan. Eric King Cantona is known for many things. Moving from Leeds to Manchester United, it was inevitable that Eric Cantona would bring a barrage of drama with him. His astute character, footballing flair, and incomprehensible ability to make headlines made every fan's dream player. But it was his antics off the field which put him on our list. During a stormy game against Crystal Palace, Eric Cantona took one fan's jibes personally and replied with a stunning karate kick at a fan in the most stunning fashion. We don't know if Cantona is distinguished in martial arts, but he really put his skills on full display. Tevez refusing to warm up v Bayern Munich. Remember our description of Diego Costa in our Dark Arts video? Well, Tevez is just like that, only with fewer physical altercations but more verbal ones. Carlos Tevez was many things: an unbelievable football, a rugged striker, and for a large part of his career, a headline maker. He was never one to shy away from the public spat. He moved from Manchester United to Manchester City to become one of the highest paid players in the world, which was enough drama in itself. In Manchester City's game against Bayern Munich, Tevez refused to warm up in the game after multiple requests by Roberto Mancini. Tevez behaved like a petulant child and threw disgusting gazes at Mancini each time he was asked to come in. When interviewed after the game, Tevez didn't help himself with his response, claiming he would appreciate being substituted earlier. No remorse whatsoever for what he had done in the game. What followed was a barrage of public interviews and fines before everything became peachy between the pair. Zidane headbutt 2006. Magnificent Zinedine Zidane is one of the best midfielders to ever play the beautiful game. In the 2006 World Cup, Zidane was having the time of his life playing for the French national team. He single-handedly dragged the French national team to the final and even dropped an all-time great performance against Brazil's national team. In the final against Italy, Zidane was having another good game and ticking all the boxes for his maestro performance. He scored a cheeky penalty and was controlling the game nicely. The game ended 1-1 and both teams headed to extra time. In the 104th minute, probably one of the most iconic World Cup moments ever happened. Zidane and Materazzi were jogging along when they briefly exchanged words. And, in a moment out of a movie, Zidane turned to headbutt the Italian midfielder in the chest. The referee was not aware of the incident but was informed of the altercation by his assistant, and as expected, Zidane was sent off. He was having the tournament of his life, but with blood rushing through his veins, Zidane closed arguably one of the best midfield careers ever in the worst possible way. He went on to win the Golden Ball in that tournament, but instead of his supreme skills, 2006 World Cup will be remembered for Zidane's execution-style headbutt. Joey Barton v Man City 2012. Nobody personifies football aggression quite like Joey Barton. If you think that Zidane's moment of madness in the World Cup was a once-in-a-lifetime act, wait until you hear about absolute madman Joey Barton. The English player played for Manchester City, Newcastle United, Queen's Park Rangers and Burnley. In a game for Queen's Park Rangers against Manchester City, Joey Barton went on an elbow spree, flashing Carlo Tevez with an elbow straight to his face. After his vicious elbow, he continued to assault other Manchester City players and argue with the referee. There really wasn't any reason for Joey to be upset. The elbow was quite blatant, and this time, Joey wasn't getting away scot-free. After his 3-game ban, QPR Chiefs wanted to punish the midfielder with a fine of up to $1 million before the PFA stepped in. Perhaps the most harrowing encounter was witnessed by Giovanni as Joey Barton lifted the player after a foul and assaulted the player. Like his elbow against the City, his career was filled with non-stop violence. He was convicted twice for violent crimes and was sentenced to 6 months imprisonment once. The defender retired in 2016 and is now a coach for Bristol Rovers, a League One team. So, we hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to see more great content, check out how footballers who are master of the dark arts in this video. And subscribe so you get the first ring once we have a new video. Until next time.